Alright guys, if you've been following my channel or you've been following the news, you probably saw the news that Unity changed their pricing structure about 10 days ago. They announced it on Twitter. And then shortly after, the entire universe exploded. All developers possible went crazy on Unity, including myself. And then a few hours later, the Unity employees were like this.
What's his name? What's his name? I got nothing on a name. Come on, baby, what's the name? We threw out his name!
Game developers all over the world took to YouTube and Twitter to talk about how Unity needed to roll back these changes and why they're really bad for the gaming industry. And it took Unity a little bit to respond. All developers thought for sure that it would be really quick.
Day 2, Day 3, Day 4, tomorrow for sure, eventually.
But now they're here 10 days later with an open letter to the community, and we're going to take a look at it and go through the terms. Alrighty, so here we are, and here is the letter by Mark Whitten. We can click on him and see that he is the president create over at Unity, and we've got an open letter to our community. Let's go ahead and take a look at it together. We read through the entire tweet in my last video. If you guys haven't seen that, you can catch up on the story. But here we go. It's not that long. Let's just read through it. So he says, to our community, I'm Mark Whitten and I lead Unity Create, which includes the Unity engine and editor teams. I want to start with this. I am sorry. I'm sure you are, buddy. We should have spoken with more of you and should have incorporated more of your feedback before announcing our new runtime fee policy. Our goal with this policy is to ensure that we can continue to support you today, tomorrow, and keep deeply investing in our game engine. You are what makes Unity great. We know we need to listen and work hard to earn your trust. We have heard your concerns and we are making changes in the policy we announced to address them. We are making changes in the policy we announced to address them. That's how that reads better. Our Unity personal plan will remain free and there will be no runtime fee for games built on Unity personal. That is a major change. That's crazy major. I don't see how they're going to make up the money that they need to make with these changes, but we'll keep going. We'll be increasing the cap from $100,000 to $200,000, and we will remove the requirement to use the Made with Unity splash screen. So this is just some goodwill right here, guys. Everyone hates the Made with Unity splash screen, and they're like, oh god, we got to do whatever we can do in order to appease the people. We got to throw them a bone because we're in trouble. No game with less than $1 million in trailing 12-month revenue will be subject to the fee. That's pretty good. For those creators on Unity Pro and Enterprise, we are also making changes based on your feedback. The runtime fee policy will only apply. Here we go. We got our bold text beginning with the next LTS version of Unity shipping in 2024 and beyond. Your games that are currently shipped and the projects you're currently working on will not be included unless you choose to upgrade them to this new version of Unity. I've got some thoughts on this, guys, and I'll run down why this is good and why this is also scary. We will make sure that you can stay on the terms applicable for the version of the editor you are using as long as you keep using that version. Okay. For games that are subject to the runtime fee, we are giving you a choice of either 2.5% revenue share or the calculated amount based on the new people engaging with your game each month. Both of these numbers are self-reported, which wasn't originally, from data that you already have available. You will always be billed on the lesser amount. We want to continue to build the best engine for creators. We truly love this industry and you are the reason why. I'd like to invite you to join me for a fireside chat hosted by Jason Wyman today at 4 o'clock. I will do my best to answer your questions. In the meantime, here are some more details. Thank you for caring deeply as you do. Thank you for giving us your feedback. You can open up the pricing updates here and we got to go boom, 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 boom. More frequently asked questions. So this is talk about the LTS. All right, guys, so there you go. Here is the open letter. To be honest, this is better changes than I thought that they would do. They realized they were in some deep doo-doo. So let's go ahead and talk about this really briefly. I don't want to go over this and beat the Unity dead horse over and over and over. My stance on this hasn't really changed, to be honest. I still don't really trust them. This is better than I thought. And in my last video, I kind of took, I would think, like an even keel stance. Like I was worried, but I wasn't like destroying them in the fire like everybody else was. You know, it was dangerous what they were doing, but to be honest, I have to finish my projects in Unity that I'm already doing. So my take in my last video was I'm going to finish up the projects I'm already working on in Unity and then slowly transition and move over to a new engine because I can't really trust them for the future. Okay, and so that's what I want to talk about. Let's go back here real quick. So my quick thoughts, this is pretty good. This helps people on Unity free plan, and this also gives you an option right here. In order, if you're having huge downloads and you're a free-to-play game and you got a bunch of installs in and out, people are deleting in and downloading your game over and over as content updates change and they want to play it again, the 2.5% revenue share is pretty good because it will probably be less than the install number, so you can go with that. And obviously they're doing 2.5 revenue share simply because it is half of Unreal's share, which is 5%. So they're trying to look like, hey, we're still cheaper. Please stay with us, because all these people, including myself, posted on the internet, said, hey, we're moving to Unreal. And Unreal announced this week that they have more than 1 million subscribers on their engine now. So they're rolling in the dough over at Unreal. A lot of people are going to shift over there. So they said, all right, we can't do 5%. We can't copy it. We got to cut it in half. This will get them more money than they're making now because it is still on top of the seat fees. We're already paying $2,000 per person per year on Unity Pro, and now you're going to have to throw a 2.5% fee on top of that if you break $1 million. So, you know, you don't have to pay those seat fees with Unreal. You just pay the 5% past $1 million. So they're going to be making more money, but either way, this is still better than the install fee, most likely. But here's the one big thing, guys, that I'm a little worried about. The runtime fee will only apply beginning with the next lifetime stable version of Unity shipping in 2024 and beyond. So this is good because my games are not in 2024, obviously. Most of my games are currently in 2021, and I have to upgrade some of them to 2022. But here's the thing, guys. Unity determines what versions of the engine they are going to continue supporting as the PlayStation, as the Xbox, and as the Nintendo SDKs change. The requirements constantly change as time goes on with those systems, and then Unity will slowly delete versions that are no longer compatible with the new SDKs, okay? So this is a problem for me and a problem for people who develop on consoles, guys, because what's to say Unity isn't just gonna go, all right, well, look, guys, this is real good. You don't have to pay until you use 2024, but what happens when in 1 or 2 SDKs from now, they say, you know what? You can't use 2021 anymore. You can't use 2022 anymore. We're phasing out 2023 pretty early. So everybody go ahead. Let's go ahead. We're going to go ahead and get on the new version, guys. So that's my biggest thought. A little worrisome. Yeah, just I'm afraid that they might phase out the other engines just quietly a little bit faster for those of us who are developing for consoles, who are working full-time, and boom, you're going to be paying the fee before you know it. Not going to lie, these terms are better than I thought. It's okay because I was already going to finish my Unity projects. So the projects that I'm working on currently that I'm going to be finishing up, I won't owe any fees on any of that stuff because they're all in the older versions, because people really freaked out that they changed the terms of service overnight. Here's one more thing we're going to take a look at. Like, here's an example of Kenny. This is a guy who makes a ton of game development assets. I just happened to see this tweet. It's already starting to get some traction. He said, Unity previously removed the repository for their terms of service because it didn't get enough views. Please keep viewing all their terms of service so they don't remove it again. Because Unity made a reply and says, I totally hear your frustration. Just want to echo what Mark said. We are so sorry for our earlier actions. Genuinely disappointed at how our removal of the terms of service has been framed across the internet. We removed it way before the pricing change was announced because the views were so low, not because we didn't want people to see it. Guys, that is sketchy PR speak for we're covering our behind, okay? They removed the terms of service and they were trying to change it up on developers. People caught wind of what they were doing and did not like it. So now we are getting the new terms that are saying basically, hey guys, don't worry, it's not going to apply until next year. And then those are your new terms. You guys can keep the old terms. But they're only letting us keep the old terms because we caught it. Okay, so that says that Unity is still not exactly trustworthy. And it's a little nerve-wracking for me because they can just phase out the older versions of the engines. They already phase them out on a routine basis. That's why some of our games can't be patched anymore, or it'll be very difficult to patch some of our older games because we'd have to jump through 3 or 4 different Unity versions, edit it, change it. The whole game wouldn't really work anymore for some of our games. And that's one of the reasons why Maze took so long to update to get it out in Europe for PlayStation 4. Basically, it's really annoying when they phase out the older Unity versions, and they can just do that and get everyone on 2024 as fast as possible because obviously they need some money to pay for their engine. Their salary cost is probably through the roof. They've bought a bunch of dumb stuff over the years, buying huge companies and stuff like that that they don't really need. So I don't know, guys. I'm feeling the same exact way. So yeah, my stance doesn't really change. I've got about 5 or 6 projects that I got to finish up on Unity. It's going to take about 6 months to a year, and then I'm going to slowly transition to learn either Unreal or some other engine that will best suit our company. But guys, let me know what your thoughts are down below. Do you trust Unity now? Are you happy with these new terms? Let me know if you're a game developer, or if you're not, go ahead and sound off in the comments below. Before I end this video, I got to give a huge shout out to everybody who supports TreeFall Studios on patreon.com. I got to give a personal shout out to Carmen Red, Overhyped Gamers, Shark and Minnow, PLP, and Thomas Stewart. Thank you guys for what you do for TreeFall Studios on patreon.com. I couldn't do what I do without you guys. It really helps build our channel. If you want to support the channel and support our game development, you can find links for the Patreon page down below. All right, guys. Also, you can find links for our PlayStation games or our Steam games down below. If you're finding this video, you're checking up some of the news, and you haven't played a TreeFall Studios game, well, there's plenty of them down below that you guys can check out. I hope this Unity news calms the storm somewhat. I really think that the damage is done and that there's a lot of people that aren't going to trust them anymore. So we'll see where this industry goes in the future. It's going to be interesting. If anything major happens, I will keep you guys updated on the channel. But for now, I'm hopefully done talking about Unity. Let me know what you guys think. I will catch you in the next video. Have a great one.